After finding no one there, I went back to leave the attic and go home, but then I felt a sharp pain in my leg. I got home and found my leg had been scratched 4 lines going from just below my knee to the bottom of my calf. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Drip Podcast. I know last week we did an episode of the Unexplained Files. We will be returning to that, but we're not going to do it today. We're not going to do it today because I received an email this morning. I can't tell you who from. Can't tell you anything because they have asked to remain anonymous with regards to who they are. But it's a pretty cool email that I was just like, okay. You can have the topic because it's kind of like an urgent. Well, I'll literally read you the subject. The subject says, "Please help."
Okay.
So we're here to help. But there's a little bit of news first. If you're on the Patreon, you would have found out, or if you follow Maya on Instagram, myself and Maya got engaged. So that's very exciting. It's very lovely. So the next investigation we do will be an engaged couple, which is wonderful.
We're getting married at the Ram.
That's it. There have been a few people suggest that, which is quite funny.
I wouldn't be against it if it wasn't so far away.
I was one of them.
Yeah, the only problem is
that barn would get out lovely.
Yeah, I think it was actually the first thing you said when we told you.
I think before I said congratulations.
Yep, I love that.
Was the follow-up message.
But we're planning a summer wedding, not this summer. We're planning a summer wedding, so the Ram wouldn't be too bad. But if it was anywhere near the winter, it would be too fucking cold.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
get me started.
Yeah.
Darren Woods.
Huh?
Darren Woods.
Spot on for the ceremony.
Yeah.
Probably warmer than the Ram, to be fair.
Yeah, literally.
Very, very true. Very true. But yeah, so that's some news I proposed on Thursday. So yeah, and she said yes, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying this right now. So yeah, but no, very.
Said no, and this
I don't know if we'll be doing it. If I'm being honest.
Yeah. Quite possibly not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
all of this, and then it was like, and she said no, but we're still going strong.
Yeah, but no, brilliant. So yeah, I just thought I'd let everyone know that watches the pod.
Second drip wedding since the podcast started.
Oh yeah, of course.
This one's an internal drip.
Yeah, internal.
Yes,
exactly.
Fully. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right. Okay. So please help. Please.
I thought that was about the engagement.
Yeah. Help me. Save me.
So please help.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So this is. So I do want to approach this in a serious manner, if it's okay, guys, because like whether you're skeptical or whatever, you lost.
Yeah.
This is a cry for help, okay?
Okay.
And whether you believe it or not, or we believe it or not, to them this is real.
Yeah.
And so they want, kind of advice. Although they are taking action. I'm not going to give spoilers, but they are taking action. So I don't really know how much advice we can give. But anyway, okay. So, like I say, I got this 13 hours ago. I received this at 6:45 this morning. Okay. I literally just checked my emails before starting the pod, or not before starting the pod, but about an hour before the pod. And I was like, right, ditch the idea we had, postpone it. We're doing this. Please feel free to email me, dudyrhino@gmail.com or dudystories@gmail.com, like this person has emailed, or get yourself over to the Patreon, become a patron. We get lots of exclusive stuff, but you can also join the Patreon chat. It's like a group chat, like a WhatsApp group chat with us. And we can all chat and stuff, and you can give your question of the day. Okay, so I want to start this off by saying I'm emailing you for help, as I've watched many of your paranormal investigations and listened to the ATMA and Drip podcasts, particularly the paranormal ones and feel like you might be able to help. I have no issues with you addressing this on your platform, but please keep details vague and my email/name anonymous, as the place I work at is very quick to fire and extremely strict on rules, which is why I am breaking by discussing in-house matters to someone who doesn't work there. I'll be keeping all non-essential details out of this email, but should you wish to offer me some advice, brackets, which would be greatly appreciated, I can share more as long as it remains private. It absolutely will remain private. And if you listen to this pod and want to send a follow-up, then we can certainly, visit that as well. I'm asking you for advice regarding possible paranormal or demonic entities at the place I work. It is around 200 years old and has been used for many different things. There are various areas in which are not accessible to guests due to it being partially abandoned and used for storage for the business. The building has been burnt down various times and unfortunately claimed the lives of the people who were trapped. The total amount of people killed in these fires is unknown and some bodies were never recovered. Furthermore, several suicides have taken place in a specific room after guests stayed the night, which is no longer open to the public. Many glasses smashed with no logical reason why, and voices can be heard at the end of corridors when no one is there, as well as banging and knocking on doors. Now, it never, as far as I can remember, I've read through once. They have never specified what this place is, but I think, and I don't know if we should say it out loud, but I think I know what kind of establishment this would be.
Based on one word in that last couple of sentences, it's kind of maybe giving it away.
Yeah.
But not necessarily, because it could be one thing, or it could be something similar.
Yeah. But for no connected reason whatsoever, hotels and B&Bs where people work, they always have stories, don't they?
Mm.
You know,
that's come out of left field. I don't know why you've said that.
No, nothing to do with this. But I'm just saying, for a slight tangent, I kind of wish, because I've had a few jobs in my time. I kind of wish I had one at a hotel, like night shift. Do you know what I mean? You hear a few stories from your colleagues, and then you'll put on reception on the night shift. You know, you got to go do some checks and stuff.
Haunted hotel, but I just used to work in the bar, so technically I didn't work in the hotel, and I used to leave by like 2 a.m. But we always
a lot of spirits.
Yeah, it was like but yeah, there was like 2 or 3 of us that always used to have to stay late because we had to do the close down, even though we were bartenders, not janitors. But
it's part of the job. It's part of the bar work that I hated. Closing down the bar for an hour at the end. Oof. Cleaning all the trays and shit. Ugh.
It shouldn't be part of the job. I just don't get it, especially in like the place where I worked that was half a hotel, half a bar, because there was janitors and like cleaners and stuff for the hotel.
Yeah,
just that do the night shift. Just come clean the restaurant.
Yeah, I know what you mean. No, I know.
Anyway, tangent.
Yeah, tangent. But like I say, I kind of wish. Sorry, I've got a lightsaber for those watching. I'm trying to charge it because I've gone for a. Sorry, this is another tangent. I've gone for a wider angle if you're watching the video version, and so I've got a lightsaber on the wall over there. I was going to turn it on for the thingy, but anyway, that's literally irrelevant. I was just explaining why I was picking up a lightsaber from my lap out of nowhere. But yeah,
Always
no, you just see these stories, hear these stories. First of all, I feel like unless they're just bored staff, I feel like there's probably something to them, you know. But yeah, I'm not saying that that's what this is, but you know, it made me think of this to speak about. But yeah, I mean, obviously, whatever this place is, because it could be completely wrong. You know, if there is this history of death and tragedy because that's another thing with paranormal theories and stuff, isn't it? That it's not necessarily just death. It's, you know, someone. It's not necessarily just if someone's died there. It's if it's happened in a horrific manner.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You know,
it tends to be sort of intense emotional
yeah,
experience.
Mm.
So it can also
Like-
be overwhelmingly positive experience.
yeah,
Also is quite often linked with it.
yeah. But in this case, being burned alive,
Not
it's
that
not-
positive,
Not-
yeah.
no,
yeah,
don't
Yeah.
understand
no.
that positive.
But yeah, so it's quite interesting and potentially linked to, well, what we're about to hear. But yeah, some glasses smashing as well for no logical reason. Where you worked, Maya, was there ever any smashing glasses?
Yeah. It was to be fair, with the place that I worked, it was more apparitions than anything else, to be honest. Like, and I know that's like a crazy thing to just jump straight from nothing to just apparitions all the time, but there was like everyone just saw the same spirit, and it was crazy.
What did the spirit look like?
I never saw it. I don't know. But apparently it
Oh,
was a
God.
woman. That's all I've got.
Okay. No monk. We always get a lot of monks, don't we? We get
I
a lot of
know.
monks.
I know. I would imagine it's a Victorian woman. Just
Yeah.
based on
Classic.
Usually is.
yeah. It always
I
is
wonder-
never like 70s.
I wonder if in like
Pretty cool.
150 years, if in 150 years it'll be like they were dressed like millennials.
Yeah.
Maybe
Or will
it's
it
like
always just be Victorians?
yeah, maybe it's like a timer on like maybe they have to grow in strength to be seen, and it
Mm.
takes years to
Well,
master.
I've been to a medium before, and I went shortly after my nan passed away,
Mm.
and she said to me, the first thing that she said to me was, "You're probably not going to get any communication from your nan. Like, I know that that's something that you would want to hear,
Mm.
but it takes spirits a lot longer to pass over to be able to communicate." Which I thought was quite cool because I wasn't the first one in my family to go and see her. So she knew I was coming, and she knew that I'd recently lost someone, and she didn't take advantage of it, which makes it very trustworthy.
Yeah,
Which I
it
I
says a
liked
lot. I'm not passing judgment on the whole medium thing, but it says a lot that you know, it's nice that this one wasn't taking advantage of my trauma.
Yeah. To be
Um,
fair, she was a lot. She wasn't so much a medium. She was the psychic medium, I think is what they call them, where they do like tarot card readings, and they like they get a lot of like
Yeah.
future predictions, and every single one of them came true. It's nuts. Like, I listened to it like 2 years ago, and just listened back to all the stuff that she got right, and it was insane. But yeah, she told me that it takes a long time for spirits to be able to muster up the like energy to be able to communicate, even with mediums, let alone being able to communicate with just regular old people.
yeah,
Is, you know, if that is true and mediums can speak to spirits, then, you know, they obviously have a thinner veil between living and
Mm.
dead.
yeah,
So maybe it takes a like a significant amount more energy to people who are closed off from it.
yeah. It's yeah. I don't really like the conversation of mediums. Not to say that I write them all off. It's a tricky one, you know, because it's also not provable. But we are going to do an episode on like crimes that have been solved by mediums, which I think would be really interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's tricky, and obviously I don't. It's a bit murky waters. I don't really, you know, I can't rule them out. I can't confirm them, obviously. But we recently watched. This might sound wild to say, but we recently watched Married at First Sight, Australia, and there was one of the brides was a medium, wasn't she? Like a psychic medium woman. And the things that she was saying, she was having like these downloads. She was describing them, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And she didn't come across well in the show at all.
Not
But
at all.
the thing is, the things that she was saying, though,
She was insane.
you can chalk off to just like invasive thoughts.
Yeah.
But she was perceiving them as messages from the other side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So where if I say like, I don't know, that canvas right there, like, oh fuck, I could put my fist through that. I feel like she'd be like, oh my god, something from the other side is telling me that I should put my fist through this canvas. Like, no, it's just a intrusive thought. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Like, she could be getting messages from the other side. I don't, but it's just like that's how it came across to me. Like she was having these downloads of it's like, I think you're just having thoughts. But
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows?
But it's like you say, like there are obviously people that do fake it. It's so obvious, and that's that's across the board in the paranormal world. You know, there are people, investigators that fake stuff. There are mediums that are fake stuff. Of course, there is, because there's money opportunities in this industry. Definitely,
there are charlatans in every industry. Period.
Exactly.
Paranormal.
But I believe in all walks of life that there is something believable. So there are obviously the people that are faking it maliciously. There are the people that don't understand what's going on, like that woman who is clearly just having intrusive thoughts and can't comprehend what's going on because she's never been taught any different. But then there are also potentially, as with all paranormal things, potentially could be actually speaking with the other side, which is hopefully
my great auntie, who was Victorian era apparently, I think, or maybe one more great. She was a medium apparently. Maybe that's why I have powers. But yeah, so
do you?
No, well, yeah,
twist.
Yeah, I've just never told anyone I see dead people. Yeah, I just don't like to brag about it. Anyway,
till now.
Right, let's get till right now. Right, let's carry on. Okay, so lots of stuff going on in this place. People have died tragically. There's glass smashing. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Right. Okay, so during my time at this building, I've heard a child singing in the basement, which has many rooms, on several occasions, where there is no one around and is normally followed by a slamming door. I have, however, worked out through a regrettable experience that if you call out to the child, the singing grows louder, as if the child in question was coming towards you. After hearing the singing grow louder, I came out of the room I was in and looked around, finding that there was no one there. When I went back to work, I was doing the when I went back to work, I was going into the basement again, and the door to the room I was in. Sorry, that was a bit tricky how it's been written. Sorry, I think it's just literally. So after that, I went back to work. I was doing, and the door behind them slammed. I've never run so fast in my life. In several of the function rooms, when the lights are off, I've seen a shadowy head poking around pillars and quickly darting behind them when I look directly over at it. Normally, I pass this off as my mind playing tricks on me. However, on a few occasions, the head will pop back out before darting in again. After exploring behind the pillar, I will always find no one there and no way off. Excuse me. After exploring behind the pillar, I will always find no one there and no way of someone moving away while I was walking towards them, as the room is large and the pillars are spaced far apart. In the attic of this building, which is used for storage, we get constant complaints of banging noises, which are always put down to old pipes or mice. However, tonight, and the reason I'm sending this email, so I'm guessing this was last night, I was sent upstairs to have a look in case there was someone who had broken in. That's a savage job to be given there. I think there might be a burglar. Go and have a look. As I entered the floor, all the hairs on my body stood up and my radio went to static for a few seconds and died despite being on charge all day. With my flashlight, I scanned the entrance and saw nothing out of the ordinary. Okay. Not to expose this person at all, because I did wonder, 7:15 in the morning, this is so strange. The use of the word flashlight, I think this could be American. With my flash, which would explain the time because then it'd be more like midnight, wouldn't it?
Mm.
With the time
Oh, I
difference.
see. As in
Yeah,
when
with
you
the time
received the email.
I received
Right.
the email at 6:45 this morning.
So I was just assuming night shift.
Yeah.
Potentially, or both. Could be both.
Cool.
But they could have like literally got back and immediately wrote it. So with my flashlight, I scanned the entrance and saw nothing out of the ordinary. As I was about to head back downstairs to get a new radio, I heard a load of banging in the far corner of the attic. Through panic, I tried to radio back downstairs to the reception, but the radio was still dead. I called out to the potential person to show themselves. I didn't want to go over to the corner. I told them I wasn't going to kick them out as it was raining outside and they would be too cold. Complete lies, as they scared the shit out of me and stopped me going home on time. When no one revealed themselves, I told myself to man up and explore the area I heard the noise from. After finding no one there, I went back to leave the attic and go home, but then I felt a sharp pain in my leg. I assumed I'd caught myself on one of the various boxes and so kept walking when my radio went to static despite being dead. While running to the stairs, I can swear I heard footsteps running behind me, but no one was chasing me. As I got to the stairs, I heard whispering coming from the top, but I did not stop to have a conversation with whatever was up there. When I got back to the guests area, my radio started working again, and I clocked out and got the fuck out of there. I got home and found my leg had been scratched 4 lines going from just below my knee to the bottom of my calf. Many cigarettes and a Stella cannot stop me shaking. And
He's
I
British.
will be right.
British.
Yeah.
That's no way that
Ma-
man is American.
Many cigarettes and a Stella cannot stop me shaking, and I will be writing my resignation in the morning. Apologies, this email is so long and a bit wordy, but I'm writing while just getting home. I've absolutely no idea what to do and desperately need advice, as I would not be the only person to leave due to a strange encounter at this place. As always, up the Atma. So,
Nice.
yeah, quite interesting. Fascinating, in fact.
I'm almost certain of the type of place that they work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not anything that we've said. That's just purely in the words that have been used in the
Yeah.
email.
But
so I don't think that we would be
more
ruining anything by saying
no, of course.
There's
not.
nothing specific there.
There's
no,
nothing
it was just the words like reception, rooms, guests.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a hotel of some description.
Yeah. And I have a weird feeling that it's the Maid's Head. I don't know why. Just like everything about it is just giving off Maid's Head
Has it
vibes.
burnt down a few times?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Unless it has.
No. That I think that. Well, there's a lot of the building that's still like original, isn't it? So it can't have burnt down.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's a Maid's Head. But yeah, this kind of reminds me, and this kind of gives you the answer. I mean, you say you're writing your resignation. I would do the same, to be honest. Because when I worked at the Barn Works, where the gym that I used to work at, it was so fucking scary. I used to have to lock up at night by myself, and I just always said to myself, I was like, if I ever hear anything or see anything like paranormal when I'm doing this, I will just quit. I'm not going to put myself in that sort of situation, because the other, it's not even like, oh, if something paranormal, attacks you, if you're working in like attic spaces and stuff, and then there's an entity in there or there isn't, and it's your imagination playing tricks on you, either or, it doesn't matter. Because if you shit yourself and sprint and fall down the stairs, you're going to hurt yourself quite possibly badly, or Jesus Christ, fatally. So I just feel like, also for your own mental health, if you're terrified, it's one thing to not like your place of work, to be like, fuck this place, blah, blah, blah. But if you're terrified of being there because of the history, because of people leaving, because of paranormal encounters or strange encounters, because all these ghost stories, some people absolutely love it and would live for it, But if you're not that sort of person, you know, obviously you enjoy paranormal stuff because you listen to Atma and you listen to this podcast, but there's a difference between enjoying it from a distance and living it, I feel. And if this is your day-to-day life and evidently you're not having a good time, I think you're absolutely right to hand in your resignation, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think
speaking
even
just as the skeptic of the group, I would 100% quit.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I don't think if it was me, I wouldn't think that there was something there. I'd still quit because I'm going into work and I just feel like I'm being watched, or there's the risk, like you said, I might just try and get down the stairs too quickly and then just break my neck at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like even as a group of people that are interested in the paranormal and find it very cool and fun and do explorations and things like that, I don't think any of us would stay working there. So I think for someone that, you know, just has a normal life and doesn't take much interest in it other than, you know, watching videos online and stuff, I would say get out of there as quickly as you can. No job's worth that trauma.
No.
Yeah.
Run.
If you do leave, please do send a follow-up email regardless. If you do leave, and I promise to keep it anonymous, can you let me know where this place is? Because if it is in the UK, and I would never, I mean, you haven't, as far as I can see, obviously I'm not going to give your email address away or anything like that, but there's no name on this anyway. I would love to see if we could visit this place to do an investigation, but we would never like name you or anything like that, even though I couldn't possibly anyway, because your name's not on anything here. But yeah, I'd love to know where this place is because it sounds pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think, Scott?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on in it, from just, you know, rooms that are completely abandoned, the attic, which is obviously the attic or the little girl in the basement. I don't actually know which sounds worse.
Yeah, the singing in the basement's pretty fucking rank, isn't it?
Like the attic, obviously physically scratching is definitely not ideal and would not be welcomed.
Yeah.
But I think I'd rather have that than be in a basement with a little girl singing "Getting Closer to Me,"
slamming doors.
Yeah, I think I'd rather
never
take
said it was a little girl, though, Scott. I just said child.
Oh,
but that's even worse. No, but that is it's weird. Ghost children are terrifying. Ghost little girls are another level.
I think my head went, because we thought hotel. I think I went straight to play with us.
Yeah. Also, that is a point. It's normally female spirits that are the scary ones, apart from old men.
Yeah. What was that? What's that guy in not fucking 30 East Drive, the other one in London that you can't go to anymore.
Oh, the other Conjuring house.
Yeah.
Enfield,
that's it. The Enfield haunting. Bill Wilkins. I'm Bill Wilkins. You're in my fucking house. I'm like, Jesus.
I mean, there's also, you know, Fred from 30 East Drive.
He loves you, Scott.
He does. He is a fan. Can't blame him.
Yeah. I think it's the fisherman's vest. Did you wore the fisherman's vest to the 30 East Drive, didn't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's
a fisherman's vest on there, Scott.
I do have a different fisherman's vest on now, yes.
That's it. Scott, fisherman's vest Evans. It's a beautiful thing.
Scott,
but
fisherman's vest.
Catches carp on the daily.
That's it. Carp and ghosts. But yeah, I would just listen. Like, let's say even the thing with the cutting your leg. You know, is that a paranormal entity? Maybe. Is it you being terrified and losing your senses and cutting yourself on a box or your surroundings? Probably. Do you know what I mean? But the point is,
and equally
you're not
as
in the
bad.
right mental state of mind to be safe.
You're
not safe at work.
I would also add, like, even if we remove all the chances that there's anything paranormal here, being asked to go and check if someone's burgled the place is enough for me to go, do you know what? Fuck
out of
off.
order. Yeah. And then it led to you getting injured. So I would maybe like take this a little bit further than just handing in your notice.
Jesus.
Injury lawyers for you.
Unless it's part of your job description to be security, I would maybe look into have a chat with HR.
This information does not come from Dirty Rhino Incorporated.
I didn't even say it, so I actually heard Jordan say it.
I am now.
Well, we're engaged now, so anything that I say, you say.
Oh, Christ.
So there's no contract yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Coming back.
Nothing's been sold.
That's it. But yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your situation. Fair play for getting straight on it with a solution, i.e., I'm fucking off.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for the email. Superb email. Please do follow up. You said you can share more. Please do. Give us a little follow up, and we shall address it again on the pod. But yeah, dutystories@gmail.com or dudyrhino@gmail.com. I don't mind either, but the stories email is the dedicated email for the stories. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we've got the Patreon question of the day. Now, this is a bit of a special one, because in the sense that we've got to go away and listen to or watch a video, listen to a video. I say we've got to go away because copyright laws on Facebook and YouTube. I just don't want to get stung. Let me just find it. I believe, I shouldn't really say this out loud in case I'm wrong, but I believe it was David has asked us an opinion. Yes, right. David has said, I would love to hear what you all think on the pod about that weird ghostly voice on the Queen's funeral live broadcast. So just YouTube Queen's funeral voice. It's freaky if you ask me. So I think we should pause the podcast here, go and listen to it, and then come back. Okay, sweet. All right. Okay, so we've just watched it. So my immediate thing is that's a producer and that's a fuck up. But it's the weird content of what she's saying.
Why would a producer or anyone be saying that? Death is irreversible.
It sounds like she says death is irreversible, definitely. And then it sounds like she says, and she's trapped.
And the fact that she's trapped is what I got.
Yeah.
Death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped.
Yeah, I remember seeing this when the funeral happened. I think I must have seen it on Twitter or something. But it's so weird because it's so crystal clear and nobody addresses it. So it's not like, oh, sorry about that, guys, kind of thing. You know, like when they make production errors in live broadcasts, they'll just address, like, I apologize for the error. You weren't supposed to hear that kind of thing.
Yeah. But to me, it sounds... See, that's so weird. It's so weird because that is, to me, a producer. But what the fuck is that conversation?
Yeah. Why would anyone on the day of the Queen's funeral be saying death is irreversible and the fact that she's trapped? Like, that's such a weird thing to be saying. Even as a bystander or someone that's watching from home, who's saying that when they're watching a funeral? Like, what a weird thing to say. Yeah. Death is irreversible.
It's completely out of context. That's the thing. You've got no idea what the conversation would have been part of. Or even if it was a conversation. I don't know.
Death is irreversible.
Yeah.
Death is irreversible. And the
but
fact
if we flip it and say it might be a ghost, it's also weird.
Yeah.
Like, a ghost would even bother saying that.
A ghost rocked up to the studio and whispered that into the microphone. Yeah.
Just by the way, death is irreversible and she's trapped.
Yeah.
I feel like what she was going to say is that death is irreversible and the fact that she's trapped in a coffin. I
Yeah.
feel like that because it was then zooming in on the hearse. That's a fucking weird conversation to
Unless
have.
like
And what the fuck
the
is a
afterlife.
BBC producer?
Maybe the afterlife is like a parallel universe, and they're also broadcasting the Queen's funeral in the afterlife, and she was the
She
producer,
was
and that's what
the
she was saying.
voiceover woman.
And it was just like a blend, like a crossover between universes, possibly.
I mean, that is a hell of a theory.
Yeah.
Could
There you go.
be.
This is a producer from a parallel afterlife.
I
Welcome the
can
Queen.
see it.
I can't rule it out.
Irreversible. What the fuck could they be talking about?
I know.
Death is irreversible.
So,
I'm trying to think what.
interestingly, I've just had a quick Google, and Lad Bible posted an article about this yesterday,
Yesterday.
Whoa.
saying the truth behind the disturbing thing.
What is it, Scott?
Well, they don't really say because it's a Lad Bible article.
Classic
So
Bible.
why, they never actually get to the point of the headline.
Yeah.
So apparently, some people believe it could be the guest of a presenter who was not meant to be picked up on microphone.
But why? What was she talking
Yeah, but we need to know the context.
Yeah.
The only way to solve it is to find out who that was and then ask them.
Yeah. Well, surely if you were saying that, you would go, "Oh yeah, that was me. By the way, sorry, you weren't supposed to hear that." But yeah, I just googled the Lad Bible article, and it just says they're taking it as seriously as you would expect Lad Bible to take it. In the clip, a female voice talks in a hushed tone about an irreversible death, brackets, instead of all those reversible deaths that you hear about. Shut up. Just take one thing seriously for 1 second.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not
So
their
yes,
style.
so they don't know is the answer. There has not been a.
No one knows. It's weird. It's weird. It's really fucking confusing because you could go, okay, it's a ghost. What the fuck are they on about? Or you go, okay, it's a producer. But what the fuck are they on about? Either way, there's no context. No, so I don't even see how context would even help. So death is irreversible, and she's trapped or something.
And the fact that she's trapped.
I think death is irreversible, and the fact that she's trapped. So the Queen is dead. She can't come back. Makes sense. Bit of a weird thing to say. And the fact that she's trapped. It's almost like they're having a conversation about, like, I don't know, some way to bring her back from the dead. And she's saying death is irreversible, and she's trapped in a coffin in a crypt or some shit. That's the only thing. That's the only context I can lend to this that would make any sense.
Yeah,
that's weird. It's very strange. It makes no sense either way. That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
The context
both ways, it's fucked.
Yeah, I
can hear you, Maya. No, Maya, I can hear that you're talking from the other room, but I can't hear you on the mic.
Yeah.
Have you muted yourself? That's it. The paranormal playing up.
Yeah. There you go.
Well.
Hello. What the fuck? Why has her mic stopped working?
I mean, this is the second mic that has stopped working.
Yeah, my mic weren't working. Now your mic, the ghost has moved into your room.
Oof.
Oh dear.
Till death do you part. And death is irreversible.
Have you got wireless headphones on, Maya? They're wired. I was going to say come in here for the last few minutes.
Oof.
Well, we can't hear Maya. We don't know why. The ghosts have switched her off.
Silence.
She was getting too close to the truth. She's been silenced by the paranormal Illuminati.
The Parallel Earth producer has cut her mic.
She's put an unhappy face in the private chat on StreamYard.
Oof.
That's it. By the way, guys, bit of cool news. I've been working with a gimbal.
Nice.
So the next investigation can have some very smooth shots with a gimbal. So that's really cool. Unless it's an abandoned exploration, in which case we won't be taking a gimbal to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool to get coming forward. Look forward to that. But yeah, we're going to get some investigations on the way. Obviously, we're slightly delayed this month because of the news this week. I've been covertly working on that. But yeah, the thing is, you know, we're in real life mode now, you know, rather than YouTube life mode. So we're just going to do investigations as and when we can. We love doing them. We would love to do them once a month. And if we can, we will. If we can't, because life gets in the way, then life gets in the way, but they will always come. But we love doing this podcast, so we're going to keep the podcast coming every single week. But yeah, with the investigations, we will get them to you when we get them to you. But when we do them, I promise you, we'll do our absolute best to make them as brilliant as we possibly can. Okay, cool. All right. Well, if you want to send us a question, please do. DutyRyan@gmail.com, DutyStories@gmail.com. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/DutyRyan. You become a Facebook subscriber as well. And yeah, just listen to the pod, watch the pod on every single podcast platform. Just Drip Paranormal Podcast. And we'll be back again next week with another episode. Probably episode 2 of the, what are they called? Unexplained Files.
Yeah.
Very memorable.
Yeah.
To be fair, number 2 about the haunted myrtle plantation was pretty cool. Oof. It was pretty cool. It was really interesting.
Files of the Unexplained.
Files of the Unexplained. Brilliant. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you later.
Bye-bye.